Hey, gang. Welcome, welcome. You have joined the Wicked Lady Hippy, and we are at my bar live. I love the 21st century. I really do. I'm an old hippie. I am, let's see, I'm an Army veteran. I am a published author. I am, of course, I think certifiable, but we'll walk around that because I don't want the guys with the suits that I get to pop by my place. They say this is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know if that means my entertainment or y'all, but what the heck? Let's go for it. Now, I like to get up here and I just like to shoot the breeze. I don't generally drop any videos. Kind of seems like plagiarism to me, and I reckon y'all have seen him 5, 10, 12 times already. But if there's one that you wish to discuss with me or you would like me to drop it, please put it in the comments. And here we go. Let's put our live chat up today. Anybody want to join me, please come on in. I've got me a drink already. Yes, I do. It's a bar, folks. It's a big bar. It's at my house. I don't have to flip and call Uber. I'm retired. I'm a happy little bitch all the time. No, this is not for kids. Sometimes that soldiers turn up, especially after third and fourth drink. No, actually, I tease. My husband buys me these little whiskey fireballs. There's this big burst of cinnamon. And I love these things, little airplane bottles, but he buys them by the joint. One of my early Valentine's gifts, I think I said this already, and some more jewelry. I buy him guns. He buys me guns and jewelry. I like the guns too. A few there. I think you see the necklaces. Bracelets. They have a necklace and earrings matching on those. But I had just thrown myself together. I had a bunch of stuff to do. I got a friend that's coming over today. She's going to pop through the bar with me. None of them will let me interview them. They're all strictly, highly funny, intelligent people, and they are scared to death of going on my show. I'm not sure why. They just are. And this is when I'm allowed to have my little cigarillo. I had to quit smoking about 5, 6 years back. So I don't buy these. I said then I would have to stand up smoking. But they're my little cigarillos. And when I'm up here doing my podcast, my husband keeps some in a humidifier so that I can have them. I can hold them, play with them. They go out. So it could take a week to finish this thing. Which I'm trying not to do too bad. I did the vape thing for 4 or 5 years, and now I'm wondering, okay, what have they done to the vapes? So you just peanut butter is bad for you, folk. It's like when they tell you what the side effects are on medication. They should just, instead of listing all of them, they should just go possible death, and we've got it. We can get that. Just really do. You had to run around today, and I'm always fidgety when I get up there. I did not get a chance last night or this morning so far. And yes, we're in the afternoon now. You're in Augusta, Georgia. So again, if you want to come by and shoot the breeze and have a couple of drinks and a laugh, throw me an email, throw me a comment, anything, and we'll hook it up. So far, like I said, everybody I know, including family and friends, just will not do it. They watch the show. I still get up here. No, I do not get paid. And yes, I wear all the hats. I'm sound and everything. I think I sound a little loud there. So yeah, forgive me. I don't have hair, makeup, all that. So forgive me. I opened my closet this morning. I said, "You got anything that looks good on a woman over 60?" My closet slammed shut. So I managed to get it open and throw this on. I've gotten where I like the floor lengths. It's like a 50 style. So this one is just particularly above the ankle with the sprinklings underneath, so you sway when you. I love these. And floor length, because I had such a terrific accident there. And it kept me out for a year, literally bedbound for a year. So that was fun. Yeah, I got to torture the husband for a whole freaking year. That's how you look at things, folks. Of course, I've been cleaning now for 6 months solid. I pulled some things off the top of the cabinet. One was one of my religious candles that I generally will light and put up back up. And this thing was covered in so much dirt and cobwebs. I came from that close to just throwing it out. It's like, what? Everything's like that. I'm finally getting the dirt out of the corners, apparently. Not only do they not clean, but they don't clean corners. So, yeah, having fun. You'll get, it's like one step forward, two steps back. I'm not ever going to fully recover. So I'm not at that 100% that I was a year and a half ago. Almost two, I think, by September. So I got a little ways to go. So I'll get the living room, the bar, and all of that clean and ship shape, and dress down right, turn around, have to go do the other part of the house, the master bedrooms, the outline suite for the bath. You get through that, you walk back out, and you go, what the hell? Who let the dog out? I mean, shit everywhere. Now, Robert has, my husband, he has a man cave. And again, I think that sounds a little loud here. I'm going to play with this just a second because he's not here for me to reset it any other way. There, well, it's going to look silly, doesn't it? And I can't get it to come down just a little bit. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. I wear the darn headphones, and I use this thing because I want to make sure you can hear me, including every other stupid thing that I do while I'm up here. Then I'm done, run away and forgot what I was at to, and that's okay. It's Valentine's Day on Saturday. I love that, and he has started early, so I can't fuss at him. We've been together almost 40 years, so at this point, he really knows which way he can go wrong, so he don't. There's only a few things that will upset me more than probably anything in the world. I get gifts on my birthday. I get gifts at Valentine's. I get gifts at Christmas. And I get gifts for my anniversary. That's not hard. It's not rocket science. So he's managed to learn after all these decades that she means it. He started early. I've already had 24 roses. And he keeps saying, now that's it. I'm not doing anything else. It's cute. It's cute. He's off now running around with somebody. I guess he'll show back up later with breakfast. Oh, did I get it all? No, sometimes I don't get all the little plastics off. And since I'm going to have a drink, I enjoy my cigarette. And I like to talk about anything and everything. I was watching some ghost information earlier today. I did manage to get that. And it's just, I don't know how anybody, and if you do disagree with me, please do so. That's what this is for. I love a good debate, and I love learning. And basically, I love having a drink and laughing and not having to call an Uber time. That burst of cinnamon. No, woo, woo. I don't want my juice to get watery. And I like my whiskey on the rocks. So it'll look like I'm drinking a lot. And I'm using one of my German shot glasses. Now, they know what they're doing in Germany. This way, this is a nice big shot glass. This is a devil. So I get up here, and like I said, my friends won't come on. It's not like I know a bunch of people. I can't call bloody Joe Rogan and say, hey, love, can you come by? Love you, been watching you since News Radio. But, I can't do that. So if you want to talk about something else, let me know. Live chat's in, pop in. Tell me what you want to talk about, what you don't want me to talk about. I don't care. They just pop through. This is Social Woodstock. I love this. It's free. We get to talk to each other. I can talk to you in Germany live, and I just don't know how we aren't taking more advantage of this. President Trump is smart, and he heard from his son, Barron, go to the podcast, and he did. And I loved it. I loved him on Joe Rogan and Shay Shay. I mean, I loved them all. I mean, he was just, and he's funny. I think he's funny as fuck. I really do. So, I don't vote because for me, I don't get and even the President Trump said it very well. I won the electoral vote, and I also won the popular vote. Well, now they're finding out. I live here in Georgia, and I could have told them they were throwing ballots off the bridges and shit. Boxes and boxes of ballots. And then, of course, he called camp to say, hey, I needed only a couple 100,000. I know I didn't lose Germany, which they piecemealed together to sound like, go buy me these boats and I'll pay you whatever the fuck it was. And then it made the man's life a living hell for 4 years. I mean, I don't care if he's an asshole. These are assholes. Shit get done, You can't open your borders to every, it's not the good folk that are running. It, again, is not rocket science. They're coming here to use your system to get as much money as they can. They thieve, steal, shoot, murder, rape. It's ridiculous. And what's going on in Minnesota is beyond the pale. I don't know. For one, no. When I was in History 101, I must have gone and come to a different universe because you could not run for office unless you were born on American soil. Ilhan Omar was born in Somalia. And from her own lips, she says she put Somalia first. So what the absolute fuck off is she doing in Congress besides telling Whitey that they should be killed and that she hates all Americans and that we're worse than Somalia? Well, take your fucking sorry ass back. Leave the 30 million you stole from us. Take your little headscarves, because you got to wear them. Lots of love. Happy Muslim Day. And throw her ass out of a plane with a parachute. Good the fuck luck. I mean, I love Cat Williams. I'm like him. It's fucked up, 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 fucked up. I mean, like I said, these people didn't come here to make a better life for them or their kids or nothing else. Y'all keep running kids up in it. These people will throw their kids at them, so they'll have to take care of the kid while they're booking it the other way. I've seen it. I saw that Florida has come out now. It's about time. These sanctuary cities, this is treason. We went to the Civil War for very much less, a lot less than what these sanctuary cities have been pulling off for a decade. Now, I've been screaming this myself. Now, finally, in Florida, God love DeSantis. Ain't big. He's, come up with the laws. If you fuck with ICE, you will fucking go to jail. And you will be fined severely just the first time. The second time, you will go to prison, basically. And this should have been done a decade ago. You don't touch our damn officers. We had 2 National Guards shot in D.C. at Thanksgiving Day. One died. Now, I admit, biased as an Army veteran, but you don't throw my men and women out there unless they're loaded. Unless they're locked and loaded, you don't throw them out there. This girl gave her life for her country. Nobody will remember her name. Charlie Kirk, I've said I would mention every damn time I got on a podcast. He was massacred. He was annihilated. He was assassinated in front of thousands of kids. The bullet, thank God, didn't hit any of the 4,000 or 5,000 youngins that was out there. But unfortunately for us, it did kill Charlie Kirk. I only knew him as the boy who said, prove me wrong. And I love a good debate. And he was the master at it. He wasn't on his phone looking it up. He didn't have notes. He didn't have people whispering. He answered the question himself. He was a good Christian boy. And what they've done to this boy, I don't understand. And I didn't know he was married. I didn't know he had a podcast. That's how stupid I was. I only knew him as to get on campus. And then I hear these dead through Trump saying that they were flying the flag half-mast. That's when I got clued into all the other things. And I don't think a widow, should be bothered for at least the first year. But at the same time, I don't think she should be in leather pants and the T-shirt that her son was martyred in. I don't think that should go. I just don't have trouble with my earphones. So, I can't speak out against a widow. I'm just saying, I didn't think that was cool at all. And when this happened, and I didn't understand it at the time, I kind of hit my knees. I was coming from the grocery store. I had a bunch of groceries when I walked in. And I hit my knees, and my husband came in behind me. He said, what's wrong? And I said, they killed Charlie Kirk. He said, oh, no, they didn't. That boy wasn't a threat to nobody. Who killed him? What happened? And I was like, this is just shades of JFK. It really is shades of JFK, rather. I'm doing 2 things at once, and being a strawberry blonde, that can be difficult. And it's the connection that's doing it. My husband does usually do these things for me, but he isn't here. So I may have to just put up with that. I'm not sure. There we go, maybe. A little bit better for me, anyway. I'll have to edit this, and I usually don't, so I hope I do. So I'm trying not to really push Charlie's murder, but I do wish more people were exploring what happened to this young man. I still don't believe that it was this furry, whatever dude with his grandfather's World War One rifle. I just don't. Yeah, it had a scope, and yeah, he could do the shot. You could, if you practiced 3 or 4 days, even in a couple hours, you could probably make the shot. But this, I mean, he made the perfect shot. He hit this boy in the neck and tore out his spine just from the velocity of the bullet hitting him. It's the perfect shot. It's one shot, one kill. And that's the motto of the sniper. I know I'm married to one, and I knew a lot of put it that way. It was fun when I was in the army. I was young, very very young, and yeah. I'll explore that avenue. I'll write another book. And I'll have to rate that bitch. We'll try to let Charlie Kirk go. Miss Owens, please be careful. You've made yourself a target, and I worry about you. I think you're a great girl, lady. Sorry, everybody's kids to me. I'm retired. I got a grandson. He's also an Army veteran. He's 26. And yes, thank you, thank you. Ah, I thought I made this look well too. I didn't say good. I said look well. You never know. But yeah, take it easy. Take a breath. Watch what you're doing, honey. But don't give up. Don't give up. There's a bunch of Zach that support you. And I'm not going to let this boy's name be forgotten or let his contribution be forgotten. I have never seen, and I don't think there's ever been a time, well, there could have been in the past, but I can't recall from my history lessons any vice president being a pallbearer. This boy wasn't in the military. And see, this will be my husband, even though, yes, I told him I was going on the air. So let's see if we can let him do something stupid. Hello, dear, I'm on the air. What you need?
I'm ready to pull back up in the house. I'm ready to get off of Papa John's now. Headed to the house. What did you need that was so important?
I was just checking. I went out there to see which way you were going. Nothing to it.
Over to South Carolina to pick this car.
Oh, okay. I did. There was nothing to it. I didn't know if you were taking that car or what you were doing. I just stepped out there because I had a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm right here now at Papa John's Ford. I think it's sit down.
Okay. Well, I'm on the air, so I'll talk to you later.
Okay, get off.
Bye. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my husband. Sorry, I can edit it out later, but what the heck? Y'all know I got one. Or he's got one. I don't know how they put that nowadays. I don't. I'm waiting on a friend, like I said, as well. So I've gone through all of the other. And again, Miss Owens, be safe. And again, Charlie, thank you for everything. He was a damn good man, and it's sad. And the boy they killed in China, Lu Mei, I watched his movies. I love his voice. And I can't believe anybody would do this to this young man. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. So I'm in a rather deep mourning for him as well. And for a change, yes, I'm wearing green. Like I said, it's kind of floor length. Everybody likes this one. I try not to wear the same thing twice because, oh, what's the point of having it if you're not going to wear them? But so here I am, and I'm not in black, but I am in a type of olive green, and probably from my army days. I got used to that olive green. And oh, and my brilliance here. My poor, I've got 3 braces on. He bought me a chunky one, and I liked it. And then this year, he bought me this one is gold and diamond, and the other one is silver, gold, and diamond. I think you can catch it on camera very well. And the watch is pretty brilliant because it dangles. Let's see if I can do it that way. I think I've got it before, but close enough. It's very lovely. So probably going to be disappointed on actual Valentine's Day because I've already got off my gifts. And I got a matching earrings, necklace, and all that. And you bought me a new ring. And just stuff. Valentine's is important, ladies. Shake them down. So then we go on to see what's going on in Minneapolis. Let's not forget that we built the Gaza tunnels that are actually more than the London Underground. We did a good job with our tax money there. And let's not forget the Somalis walking out of the airport in Dubai after they come by through Minneapolis. And I swear to God, in their suitcases are $3 to $6 million, and they just let them through. They made notes because nobody would do anything about it. You have to let them go. So billions went through Dubai, well, Minnesota airport, Dubai airport, and then they could send it on to Somalia. So we made sure we took care of those terrorists too. So let's not forget about all of them, the sanctuary cities that hides the ones who've committed murder and rape and God only knows what. They're running kids as prostitution. It's sickening. And we've got all these stupid sons of bitches. And I do not apologize. I will not name them. I will go that far. But personally, my father was correct when he said the mob quit. They hung up their Tommy guns and they put on a tie and they went to D.C. He hated Franklin Roosevelt. That's when the taxes started rolling in. We didn't have no taxes. What the fuck is a property tax, folks? You think you own a house? Huh? Where do you see how much it costs if you leave it to somebody like your kids? Yeah, all kind of money they got to pay to inherit it, called an inheritance tax. So they added a second death tax because they weren't getting enough with the first one. My brother had to actually get a loan to inherit the house that my parents had paid off 20 years prior. Yeah, he bought it for 15,000. When my brother inherited it, they wanted 89,000. Yeah, for tax purposes. Yeah. When he tried to get it appraised himself, came nowhere near that shit. But it's okay. We already have our appraisal. This government could teach Russia how to steal, and God knows they will probably put me on the sidecar today because I said that. It's the truth. This shit's being done on steroids. It's ridiculously stupid. And now they're still trying to keep their Lamborghinis and Maseratis, and oh my God. And they turn around and say, "What the children? We have to get the children. The children will stop. You are racist, you racist. The children, you can't. What are you going to do? Strap a kid to the roof? You couldn't put one kid in a fucking Lamborghini. I mean, there's not one kid in any of the learning centers. It took a podcaster to get in his car and go around and show on film that all of these daycare centers were empty. There was somebody sitting in there, with the veils and all that. You can tell who they were. They wouldn't tell you who they was. We don't have an ID. I don't need no ID. And on top of that, I find out they're in a protective status. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? They scammed us for billions. Now, you got to know that the higher ups are in this. Who was protecting them from taking them out of the TA and saying you can't send $6 million in your carry-on? Nobody. So from the governor on down, should have been charged with treason. They should be in jail. Like the Gator Gitmo. Like Florida, I call it Gator Gitmo. I love that thing. Don't steal that. That's my tag. I think they call it Alcatraz and Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah, I call it Gator Gitmo. I want them there. Send their ass there. And when you had them a while there, you made sure you got all what you could recover. The mansions, the cars, the clothes, the money. Apparently, they broke I forget which one it was, but they had to break the wall for some reason. And inside the wall, they found $280 million, I think it was, just stuffed into the wall. Yes, look back into Somalia. Do you think it was the good guys they took up in here? Well, they lied to you. These were everything they could find in Somalia, and their protected status. Well, that didn't make it. The bar runs through the area, and it blocks off the kitchen doorway. They slid down the bar to the kitchen, which I'm going to have to clean anyway. So I'll get it. But I mean, seriously, folks, when are you going to stand up and say, "I've had enough of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. Screw you." And I love that. There was a new governor that wants us to hire him because he promises to make sure all the illegals are rounded up, and he's going to freeze property taxes. Fuck you. What does that mean? Freeze it what? Everybody still got to pay it? You never fucking own it. You just never own it. You gotta accept that. And you gotta find a way to make sure your kids, if they inherit it, can own it. Can they afford to pay the death taxes? If not, in our case, I intend to sell it. And we've got a big RV. We tend to sell ours, just run around and have stupid fun. Because the kids would have to pay way more than they should to even inherit it, and they don't need it. Both children, I have a stepdaughter, my son is mine, and I raised him by myself. But, well, my husband practically, might as well say he did raise him. So, yeah, no, no. We give the kids money anyway, so we bought this house for them because they had to have a bigger home because at the age of 13 of my grandson, they found out they were having a daughter. She's awesome. So she's 13 now. So they needed someone to take the smaller type home because they were having one of the newly built homes for $250,000. So good luck. So, so we bought this one. We were buying a cabin on the lake, which we really wanted, but they needed help. So what do you do? And I love it here. It's the longest I've lived anywhere in my life. Isn't that something? I've been here just shy of 15 years. I have never lived anywhere in my life this long. I was adopted at 9. I enlisted at 17. We thought we were going to be in the WAC Corps, the women that joined that particular month or what have you. We were supposed to go to Fort McClellan, Alabama, for WAC training, Women's Auxiliary Corps. You were nurses, you were secretaries. And that was it. When we landed, we were at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Major training place. And our drill sergeants, COs, and all of them were Vietnam Airborne Rangers. Think about it. I got time. Yeah, they didn't know what to do with us, but they sure tried to break us. I give them that. They were honest with us after we graduated. But they were great too, you know. They gave me a grenade. It was like, get out, run. Those big lads for softball. Always. Me throw this where? Poor guy. I understand now that they've actually changed some of the training so women don't train like the men. I don't want you in my foxhole, though. That's not a soldier, that's a woman. Either you're a soldier and you train with the soldiers and that's it, or you go back lines and you be the nurse or some shit. I don't want you in my foxhole. You might die in friendly fucking fire. No. If we train the soldiers, it's like I tell my girls, I went in with 3 chevrons. I went in with rank. Don't do that. Everybody runs in, and when they're first in, they're basic trainees. They don't even have 1 chevron. So they're not even a buck private yet. They're just trainees. I went in 3 chevron. So that was fun. Watch Private Benjamin. You'll kind of get some of it. It was like Goldie Hawn pays my part really well. So when anybody screwed up or what have you, shit does not do this. Shit rolls uphill when you're in the military. And you're like, oh, fuck. So you're not going to sleep for the next week and a half, you know. I'm out there drilling those bitches in the rain. We could take an M16 apart and sing while we were doing it. We never took a day off. Not even Sunday. You were given Sunday off, you go to chaplains, you go to church, all that. No. That was polish your boots, get your uniforms ready. Now, mind you, they don't do none of that shit today. It's all Velcro and it's ugly shit. It's always wrinkled. I what the hell's going on with those things? Get some starch. I mean, ours were dressed not covered right. A drill sergeant, CO, XO, any of them could have walked up and they'd have a ruler and they would measure it. If it was an inch over or what have you, I mean, they knew exactly where it had to be for you to wear it. And God help you if the brass wasn't clean. You'd be on service for the next 4 nights till you fell off. You'd be on KP for fucking ever. But this was long before women could do anything. We have women fighter pilots. We've got a woman, I think she on the Golden and Blue Nights? She's on one of those. And I was shocked to see all that because we were the first. And as I said, I told my girls, you can bet, but if you fucking break, I'm gonna kill you. Because they gave us a choice. You can stay if you think you can make it, if you want to try to make it, or we will just let you have a discharge and it won't be dishonorable or anything. And I'm like, oh, screw you. There was a direct challenge to the most of the girls who were like, we can do what? Oh, fuck you. Give that gun. And I had never fired a weapon in my life. But I still made excellent marks. And I mean, the trainings was worth. I still say that everybody in America, women and men, should be instantly in the military, like it is in most countries, for 2 years. You grow up, you see the world, you learn that there are others besides yourself that count, and you see the world, and you get disciplined, and it's a hoot. It really. Now, notwithstanding that, my grandson came back. He came just ahead of the pandemic being closed down from Korea, which was ironic because I had a thing to go to. I was being sent to Korea, but I had a child, so I was supposed to sign him over to the mother-in-law because my adopted mother was too old, and I wouldn't do that. But how hard would it be to get my child back when I came back from Korea? You know, if I signed him over, I mean, it's like, no way. I was an adopted person myself. I'm not signing my kid to you. So I had to go in then and be civil servant. Close enough. I've seen most of Europe, and I had a blast running through there. I hated the pyramid that they stuck in the Louvre. That was my only malfunction. Broke my heart when I watched Notre Dame was on fire, and it was terrible. I was so upset about that. And they've done a good job at restoration. They're doing pretty good. So throwing all of that together, if there's anybody that wants to pop in and say you got this wrong, or yeah, I agree with you on that, or something. My friends who do not come on camera ask me how I do this, and I've asked all of them, "What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, you're like Bill Maher. You don't. He has a guest, but you don't have a guest." I said, "I have plenty of guests. They're out there. They're just not here physically." And that's the neat thing about the 21st century. Honey, when I grew up, the phone was attached to the wall. And if the phone rang, you had to be a fucking linebacker. You had to slam through 5 people to get to that phone. Even then, you did. You were. I wouldn't do it. I said, when it's for me, you can call me. But I mean, I used to watch it. It was just hysterically funny. Mind you, my parents were World War I, Depression, World War II. So we had gardens that had everything in it. We didn't have a backyard garden. We had every fruit tree, I think, that you could get besides oranges. And they preserved and they did all of that stuff. And which was a good thing because they didn't have food stamps then. When I ended up leaving in ETS and out, I went to DC first. And I was working with my actually mother-in-law, who was the head of the department at the State of Agriculture, which is it's a thing. And she was starting to put together the food stamps, the program, and I was right there in it. It was really exciting to see. And, you know, we had the monopoly money back then. It was the card, I think, but I was on the ground floor of that. I'm proud of that. And a few other things like the state fair in Georgia. My husband and I were in on that from the ground up. I was the secretary for all the architects, and he ran the crew, you know, that worked there. So we were in on it from when it was a mud hole to when it was open, the state fair. With the first 20 years. And after that, I was tired of seeing it. I gave them my money. Let the kids go. By then, our kids were, you know, taking their kids. But it was just something that we were, you know, he and I have seen change for the better. And then we had to play Weekend at Bernie's for 4 years with what's his name? He doesn't know his name. The Easter Bunny had to show him where to go, and he was in the Rose Garden at the White House, for God's sake. You can't tell me that was not Weekend at Bernie's for 4, like a year. I don't know which puppet it was, but I'm pretty sure his name was Obama. He likes to use that name. That's why he changed it from Barry. You know, he was proud. He was born in Kenya. Oops. No, I didn't mean. Something just makes me laugh hysterically. The mugshot that Donnie, I call him Donnie, President Trump. I'm not being slighted at all. I think I give everybody a nickname, and I like him. I think he's funny. He's been a great president. I knew they stole the election. I agree with him. Now they're finding out that's absolutely true, which is awesome. It's just awesome because they fucked with that man for a decade. They even made his first term almost nothing on top of a pandemic. So these people are traitors in my eyes. If you put your hands on ice, like Florida has had to actually make laws to say, don't put your hands on my people. And I hope to God, whoever it was that shot my guys, my National Guard in D.C., I hope they buried them in a hole so far down that they will have to look up to see heaven. And I'm dead serious. You don't touch my soldiers, and you don't touch innocence. That's not what this country was founded on. And God forbid, I don't care if it is religious freedom. It's not religious freedom when you get in my freaking face with a bullhorn and tell me how stupid I am because I'm not a Muslim. Because the nearest hospital is going to have a hard time getting that son of a bitchin' horn out your ass. I don't know how they get to get up in faces and scream and shit. Oh, hell no. I'd have pepper sprayed him, tased him a couple of times, hit him with the butt rifle, drop him a couple of times on the way to the car. I am not a pleasant person, I don't think. I'm from Chicago. And that should say a lot. It did to my accent. That's where my name Wicked came from. He said I didn't have a record. I was from Chicago. So from now on, he's going to call me Wicked because I got away with too much. It stuck. It stuck. It's been decades since I was in. I've retired now, but I stayed in the government service. I still live next to a fort, a training base. Generally, I always have. There's just, that's where I used to work, and I was always drawn to those. So that's where I stay. So, and now my husband and I are thinking about maybe selling the house. We have this big Wonder Lodge kind of RV. We're actually thinking about the fact that we're older, and it's time to where we don't have to mow the grass and we don't have to clean a whole house. And I'm considering it. It means we'll have to sell a lot of stuff. So we're working through those and see how that goes. So I'm wondering if there's anybody else, like I said, out there that's going, they took how many millions of dollars on what plane? we were funding what terrorist organization? I laugh because if I didn't laugh, I'd probably be one of these weirdos running around with a gun, and they frown on that shit. So I can't do that. But it's time to, after a decade, I was shocked to see that somebody was doing something. They're starting to round people up. They're starting to round up things like Lamborghinis. I love that. I love how after the boy reported the podcaster went to all these places in Minnesota that were daycares, they're all empty, and tried to enroll his kid and everything. They just slammed the door shut and walked away, locked it. We don't want your kid. We don't want no kids up in here. And we all know about the Lyrian Center because they left the N out. So they had all these fronts, and everybody knew it was a front from the governor on down. The governor on down. Ilhan Omar supposedly was like $12,000 in the hole when she was elected. God help us all. But now she's worth $30 million. Oh no, she's not. Freeze that shit. Take that shit back. Same with USAID, USAID. Bill Gaza. It's just ridiculous. At this point, and I think Trump would actually almost consider it, suspend taxes on Americans for 2 years. That's all. I'm not asking for a lot. 2 years. Suspend insurance payments for 2 years. I'm not asking a lot. I'm not. I've been paying them $2,000-$3,000 a year for decades, and I don't have any ticket. I've never had a ticket whatsoever. When do I get my money back? They didn't do nothing. The government says we got to give it to them, but the government's not saying they got to give some back. Oh, I've heard about this little thingy you put in your car, and if you don't go over the speed limit, yada yada, they'll give you $100 off. Fuck you. I mean, it's insulting. To me, it's insulting. I don't know about y'all, but it's fucking insulting if you ask me. Again, is there anyone out there that's my age group? Now, they call us baby boomers. Personally, I don't agree with that. I was a hippie born and raised. This is social Woodstock without the mud, guys. We can get up here and we can talk about anything and everything, and we should. We should be up here talking about the fact that, like I said, insurance companies have been charging me that shit since I was 17. I ain't gonna say how old I am now, but it's fucking enough for a refund already. Again, they frown on that, so I don't know if you get to see this part of the video. Um, See what I'm saying? It's annoying. I said I baked for a while, but that was annoying too. And still, I was made to go out of places. If I baked, I had to go outside. It was like, it's fucking air. It's steam. I had to go outside. Are you kidding me? I don't understand the world anymore, I swear to God. I don't see how people like Ilhan Omar was elected. She's not an American. She's a refugee. How does that happen? What universe or parallel universe did I pop into? Because it's like, okay, now I get the Mandela effect. I saw the funeral for Mandela in '89. I saw that. There's nobody can tell me I didn't see it. He was still running around, didn't die until 2013 or so. I grew up eating Jiffy peanut butter. They say it's never been Jiffy, it's been Jif. My happy ass it has. The Mandela effect is real. One guy had a book, the Berenstein Bears. That's what I used to read when I was growing. And he would walk into the next room, his parents signed bears, walk back out, bears, Sternbergs or whatever. It was totally different spelling. And he could just from the doorway, it would change. And if that doesn't freak you out, it sure as hell freaked me out. This is after CERN did something about finding a black hole, and they had to shut it down. I was like, a black fucking hole. What the fuck? They had to look for the God particle. Dark hole seems like you found it. Did they stop? Oh, fuck no. They shut it down for a little while so they could build some more shit on it, but yeah, things certainly changed. They certainly did. The Mandela effect is crazy as fuck. Because there's a lot on there that I go, wait a minute, it was this. And now it's this. And it was never that. And so you begin to question your own mind. You're like, we didn't buy Skippy because Skippy was, 80 cents higher. And we had Depression era parents, World War II parents. So you bought the cheap shit. And I remember when generic came in white covers, everything that was generic had a white label. If you got help from the government while your dad's place was on strike because they didn't give you money, you didn't have food stamps, you could get government cheese, peanut butter, and powdered milk. I don't know how much of this shit we got, but we did get some. Almost. It was just unbearable when they did that. But there were no things back then to help you. And my father, World War II veteran, Navy, he was at Pearl Harbor. He was off the boat, or off the ship, I should say. He was on leave, and he was on the island. And he would talk about it. His brother was also stationed there. They all enlisted together, kind of like the Sullivans, and they would not talk of it. They would not. It was just a taboo subject. They would get up in the room. It was so what they lived through was so horrific that they would not even speak of it. And these were strong men. And I adored my adopted parents. They were great to me. I wasn't there but like 8 or 9 years, but they were really good to me. They even signed me in early so I could get in the military early. I actually got a stripe at that time to go to college and do some other stuff. So, and I miss them. I miss them dreadfully. I think people make the wrong thing. It's to me, it's a good thing if I'm not on that jury because they're always, my parents were bad and I did this. Oh, screw you. You killed your parents for what? No, fuck you. But there should be death row. Texas, I love. I've been back and forth. I've moved back to Texas 6 times for many reasons. And one of the things I like is the fact that they don't fuck around. You screw with their shit, they will screw you back. And the death penalty is on the table. And when they were saying, well, we don't have enough medication to do the needle part of this, They said, okay, we've got weapons and bullets. Here, we do the fire squad. And they did. I love Texas. Hey, Governor Abbott. What they did to Texas and New Mexico, Wyoming, all that was open borders. And so, of course, every illegal and every monster in the world showed up there. Oh, my husband's got some more stuff from the mail. And it's what? Oh, no. He buys cute stuff for me all the time. What with Valentine's coming in, I'm enjoying whatever comes in the mail. I've been up here about long enough so I can do my sign off shortly. I'm going to try to be up this week again, but it may not be tomorrow, it might be Friday. I've got all kinds of stuff going on, and we've got Valentine's on Saturday. So I'll try to put one in again on Friday. So if you don't see me tomorrow, I'll be in on Friday. Who's doing what? We got some live chat going here. Hey, bless you. Okay, I can't time fast today because I did my nails. So we're just going to do some short answers here. I'm cheating. So I think everybody's good to go. I think everybody hopefully is ready for Valentine's. Please, for God's sakes, don't just stop at a box of chocolates with your wife. Take her to dinner, do something for heaven's sakes. It might cost a little bit, but it's worth it in the long run, trust me. I hear my husband going to the man cave. Or is he coming down from the man cave? It's hard to tell. At least at this place, I don't have ghosts. That's another story. I might write the book on that one. Also, for you that who are adopted, as the last piece of advice before it, dip, run, change your name, leave the state, color your hair different, whatever you gotta do. But if you're adopted and they find you, run. Don't look back. It's like throwing a match in holy water. Just keep going. Trust me, you'll be better off. You don't mess with that shit. So let's see, what else was it I had to deal with today? I forget what it was because my husband's making sounds all over the place. So I'm going to cut this shorter than I would normally and try to get back in. I think he's making tea as loudly as he can. Of course, everything is enhanced by these earphones. All right, guys. Trying to get caught up. Let me know what's going on. I'm going to shut down live chat, guys. I gotta bounce. So everybody have a happy Valentine's. Try to stay out of trouble. And whatever you do, don't go to Minnesota. God bless.